Our next speaker is Porsche Jackson. So let's welcome Porsche.
Good almost afternoon. My name is Porsche Jackson.
Yeah.
As a proud born and raised citizen of the great state of Texas, I can't imagine a greater honor than introducing myself as a member of the esteemed Frederick Douglass Republicans of Tarrant County. Not only this, but a Republican chairwoman of Precinct 1119 as well as an election judge. I saw an article last night and it kept me awake all night. I tried to find sleep, but my mind wouldn't allow it. I talked to a few people throughout the week, and as I prepared for this moment, I was told not to write anything, just come from the heart. So I told myself, I gotta write something. I got about 8 minutes, so I don't want to miss anything. I saw this article and it kept me up all night, and it even had me contemplating on whether or not I should show up today. I almost didn't come. But that's what articles like this are supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Their main goal and purpose is to ignite a fear that causes you to run away and tuck your head and cower, or to do the opposite. Go outside of your home, step outside of your character if you ever had one to begin with, and destroy your communities because you are so outraged. Fear ignites cowardice for some, while at the same time fear ignites destruction and chaos for others. A lot of times I believe in myself. I believe in my own strengths, and as much as I believe in my strengths, there are also times where I believe in my weaknesses. Seeing this article weakened me. I don't usually publicize my relationship with God because I believe that to be personal. I don't believe that's anyone's business, but today I'd like to ask for God to be with me, to stay with me, to stand with all of us, and to never leave us. Whenever I think about dying, I can think of about 4 different ways in which I don't want to die. I'll start with number 4. A car accident. Number 3, engulfed in the flames of a burning building or burning alive in my own home. Number 2, drowning, even though I know how to swim. But number one at the top of that list in ways in which I do not wish to die is at the hands of someone who looks just like me. As a black person who was born black, who has been black, who has lived as a black person my whole entire black life, I can't think of a greater crime in aiding in the full genocide of your own people. I can't think of a greater crime than an extermination of your own race. Not only are black folks all over the United States of America filling the halls of abortion clinics under the guise of feminism and my body, my choice, they're also filling their neighbors' bodies with senseless bullets under the guise of street credibility, t-shirt colors, and I guess because they believe they have something to prove. It's so cool. It's so calm, casual, and collected, normal, as if this is what black Americans were born to do. It's so widely accepted that mainstream media tells us to ignore it because it doesn't pale in comparison to the oppression that white folks bestow upon us. You're screaming and yelling to the mountaintops, Black Lives Matter, while white guilt having white folks are screaming back, no they don't. They want to take law-abiding citizens' weapons, but they're going to make sure you keep yours so that you, black people, can finish the job. Lucky for them, many black Americans have become experts at this game, and this is a game that I unfortunately don't want to play. As strong as I think I am, I'd be lying if I said that this doesn't hurt me, because it does. I haven't even made 30 years old yet, and if I'm being quite honest with you all, I'd really love to see that day. But for some reason, out of all of the many ways that I could die, I fear dying at the hands of my own people. and I hate that I even have to say that. Bernard Trammell was his name, a black man. A black Rastafarian he was gunned down because he claimed America as his own. A true patriot, a believer in our great Constitution, and a large advocate for our president. A devoted member of his community was murdered for doing what many red-blooded Americans are afraid to do today: stand up. With a great man who I look up to and who actively inspires me, and he said something to me, and those words are the words that brought me out of my home and onto this stage today. He said, Republicans are but a political party. Republicans all across this nation have grown weak and are weak. They've allowed themselves to be defeated by the radical left, but conservatives, they are not. So I've been telling myself, Porsche, you are not. Why should I be ashamed for loving my country? Who am I supposed to apologize to? Furthermore, who do I owe an explanation to? Mainstream black folks? Because I don't agree with their narrative? Or white guilt-having white folks? Because they think I'm too stupid to fight my own battle? See, I've heard of self-hating Negroes before. I've been called that a time or two in my lifetime, maybe 3, 4, 5, 100, I don't know, I lost count. But self-hating Caucasians? What is the appropriate way, what is the appropriate pronoun in which I should address you people? Somewhere in my mind, I'd like to think that you respected black folks enough to shut up and sit down somewhere and let us handle this. But for some reason, white guilt-having white folks are screaming louder than we are. Can we put y'all in timeout? Can y'all go stand in the corner and touch your nose? I know that many self-hating white folks believe a black Americans need your help tying our shoes, buying our groceries, feeding our children, brushing our teeth, washing our clothes. I'm even inclined to believe that self-hating white folks believe that they helped me get dressed this morning. I'm inclined to believe that self-hating white folks think they bought my car and pumped my gas. I'm inclined to believe that self-hating white folks twisted my hair last night and grabbed my peak and picked out my afro for me because apparently I don't know how to do any of it. After all, I clearly am mentally incompetent and don't know how to put one leg in my pants before the other. While I'll never understand a white person who's cloaked in the armor of white guilt, I'll tell you right now, I do not trust white people that hate themselves. I don't care how much black-on-black crime, how filled the welfare, child support, and abortion clinics are with black women. I don't care how dirty the hoods are, and for some reason why people throw their trash on the ground and walk right past them. I don't care how many rap songs come out with derogatory language that encourage murder and drug deals. I don't care how many twerking videos come across your interwebs. I will never denounce my blackness. I will never make mention of it, and I will never be ashamed of it. I don't like white folks that got white guilt. Y'all very strange people. Every single black person in America doesn't have a struggle story who grew up poor with a single mother and a baby daddy who's locked up in prison. Several years ago, black folks all over the United States of America were ignited by a man who based his whole election on 2 words: we can. And black folks believed in it. They believed that black folks could. Not ever once did he stop saying, not only did he ever once stop saying that he could not, and he brought those words to power. He showed you that not only could he, but we could. Not only are the radical left telling you that you can't, they're telling you that you won't, and that you will never, forcing you to ignore the reality of the possibilities of the capabilities that lie within you. No matter what political party I align myself with, no matter if I am black enough or self-hating white, or I am so woke I cannot go back to sleep white. My black pride and my American pride will always prevail. I kneel for no man, and as much as I love all expectations, I won't say that I am. I won't say that I ain't, because I am too proud to beg.
Yes.
Sadly for some of you, I'm not the black conservative that has a praise good white people speech for you today. If I'm being honest, I'm disappointed in those of you that expect that type of rhetoric from people that look like me, but I'm even more disappointed in the black folks that feel that they must speak up for those who won't speak for themselves. Just as I choose not to be in existence in fear of the mob, neither should any of you. No matter the race, we should all stand pridefully as Americans, as patriots who are devoted to this great nation. So, while many around this country are shouting to the mountaintops, defund the police, I stand not ashamed to thank you for all that you do. Because when I call, y'all better come. I am America. I am the Constitution. I send out my love and my prayers to cover our president, our law enforcement officers, our military members, and our elected officials. But most of all, I send my deepest condolences to those of you that are trapped in neighborhoods that you so desperately wish to escape from. Many of us hear you. We are here for you today. We can only hope and pray that your precious items that you worked so hard for aren't stolen from you because someone needed to prove how big and bad they were because they thought it made sense to scream Black Lives Matter while harming other black people. I will not glamorize criminals. I will not call them victorious saviors. I will not excuse bad behavior and call it good. I want to thank y'all so much because for those of us that have never been in your shoes, we don't know what it feels like to walk in them. Sheriff Wayborn, I couldn't ask for a better Texan with a more perfect mustache, a bigger hat, and a greater accent. Even when you can't stand anymore, I'll still be standing for this great cause. It is not time to lose faith, but to clothe ourselves in the armors of it. Mainstream media is loud, but we will be louder, and we will show them who we are and we exercise our right to vote. We are not cowards. We are the people. We don't tolerate government mandates for a politicized common cold or flu. We don't though some parts of the country has turned its backs on us. We the people, the great people of this great America, we will restore the great faith of our broken people. We will restore the great faith of this incomparable nation, and together, we will save this great place that so many of us love to call home. Let's take our country back.
She should run for office. Great speech, Porsche. Great speech. All right, so the next